Do you want to understand how the heck does political marketing even work? Great! Today I teach you how. I'm Maverick, the marketing consultant. If you've ever wondered why people seem to vote for politicians that don't benefit them in any way, shape, or form, or you're seeking political office for yourself, this video is going to be immensely valuable to you. Hi, I'm Maverick. I've been a marketing consultant to the Fortune 500 for about the last decade or so. I've also represented multiple politicians through their political marketing. I'd like to teach you everything I know with absolutely no sales pitches. You have to divorce yourself from all of the political terms we hear about today in order to really let this video resonate. So forget about Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Liberal, Conservative. Divorce yourself from all of these phrases. The only two things you need to understand is there is a right and there's a left, and this is how we define them in political marketing. The right focuses on those working within the system to find success. The left focuses on those unable or unwilling to participate in the system. Now, the reason I want you to divorce yourself from Republican, conservative, all that mumbo jumbo is this. At any particular time, in any particular place, you can find yourself as on the right or on the left of an issue. And here's why. A lot of people in 2007 were buying homes. First-time home buying was at an all-time high. George Bush was talking about that and bragging about the fact that so many people were getting homes. The system seemed to be working great. What could go wrong? We're on the right side, right? System's working well. A lot of people buying houses. What could go wrong? But there were people on the left, and they could have been Republican, they could have been conservative, they could have been liberal, but they were on the left side of the issue saying, no, the system's deficient. The system is broken. There's greed, there's incompetence, there's laziness, and because of that, we're going to bet against it. And guess what? Those left-leaning people, the people against the system, were right. And we had the financial crisis, deep depression, deep recession, horrible thing. Millions of people lost their homes, lost their jobs, lost their hope, in some cases lost their lives because of the fact the system wasn't working well. So even though today you may think system's working great or system's not working great, at any time or place you could find yourself on the opposite side. Now you may be saying to yourself, Maverick, get the heck out of here. I'm a right-leaning guy. I've got a great home. I've got a great family. I've got a great job. Nothing in the world can change that. I believe the system's great. Okay, I hear you, but guess what? In 1929 and 1930, so on and so forth, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was on the left, his message and his New Deal might have resonated with you because the system broke down, because we went into a Great Depression, because your job, your house might have been taken away. And at that point, you might have thought, the system needs to be adjusted a little bit. I've been unable or unwilling to participate in the system. You'd find yourself as a left-wing person. Now, what a political campaign has to be doing at all times are two things. Number one, raising money. Number two, getting votes. Now, you cannot get votes without raising money, and you can't raise money without promising you'll get the votes to get elected. And the best way to get donations and votes is with one word and one word alone. We absolutely love it in political marketing, and that is emotion. Emotions is what's going to get people to donate their last $100 to a political campaign. And emotion is what's going to wake people up early in the morning to drive down to the ballot box and vote on election day. We absolutely love emotion, and the way we get emotion is with three things. It's very simple. Hope, fear, or pride. If you're a political person, what you have to understand is at any given time, you must be leveraging one of these things. For example, Barack Obama, landslide victory, 2008, because of the fact he was leveraging hope. We had about 7 or 8 years of war. We had a couple years of deep recession. People didn't have pride. They didn't have a lot of fear. They already saw what was going on. It couldn't get any worse. What did they need? Hope. When it can't get any worse, you want to use hope. Fear was leveraged by Lyndon B. Johnson in his Daisy ad, basically black and white back then, of course. And He ran a commercial with a little girl picking up the flower, and then you saw a huge nuclear explosion in the background because he was essentially promising, if you don't elect me, it's going to come to nuclear war, which was a big fear in people's minds back then. So that's how Barack leveraged hope, how Lyndon B. Johnson leveraged fear. Now let's talk about pride. When Ronald Reagan ran for re-election, he used pride. He used national pride. Look at how great the economy is doing. Look at how safe we are. Look at how happy people are. When Ronald Reagan ran for re-election, he ran on the fact that people were doing well. The economy was doing great. We were doing great. He ran on pride. Now, was everybody doing great? Absolutely not. But he ran on the platform that the majority of people were doing good. It was national pride. Now the question is that we asked in the beginning of the video, why do people seem to vote for politicians that don't benefit them in any tangible way? For example, why was Steve Jobs on his yacht, a billionaire, successful man who worked within the system to get successful? Why did he donate money to left-leaning politicians who were against deregulation, who were against tax cuts that he used to become successful? And at the same time, why do farmers who benefit from millions of dollars of subsidies, and the elderly who benefit from Medicare, from Medicaid, and people on welfare vote for right-leaning politicians, whereas the people that actually stand to give them more entitlements, give them more welfare, are on the left? Why don't they vote for those politicians? And it's very simple. It's called identity politics, and not in the way you've been taught, not in the way the media portrays it. It's not just about ethnicity and race and all that mumbo jumbo. What it's actually about is, what group do you identify with? Are you with the group that believes there's more victims than victors? Are you with the group that believes that with a fair shot, you could accomplish your dreams within the system today? Remember this quote: people judge others by their actions, and they judge themselves by their intentions. So even though, for example, say I'm collecting millions of dollars of welfare and entitlements and all that mumbo jumbo, right? So I should be favoring the left, who believes I'm unable or unwilling to participate in the system, so I need all this money. However, well, if I vote right, it's most likely that I believe, with a fair shot, I believe the system works. With a fair shot, I believe I can do all these things, because people don't judge themselves by their actions, but rather by their intentions. So you have a lot of people out there voting against their own interests because they identify with a particular group. They identify with the self-made millionaires. They identify with the victims cast out by the system. Don't forget, if Steve Jobs wasn't wildly successful at Apple, he might be a homeless hippie in the middle of Brazil begging for apples, right? So it doesn't necessarily matter what people do. What matters is what they believe. So with regard to the political landscape today, if Donald Trump or Kamala Harris wishes to get elected, this is what both of them need to do. Whether it's going to work or not is up to you, is up to the donor, is up to the voter. Kamala has to point out that the system is the reason people are having a tough time. Kamala needs to give people hope that if we just adjust the system, people will find mutual success and meaning in their lives. If you're Donald Trump, you need to stoke fear. You need to demonstrate the people, the regime, the current administration are the reason for people's problems. This system is perfectly fine. This system just needs good people to run it. You need to stoke fear if you're Donald Trump. Kamala, hope, change the system. Now, who will win the election depends on how people feel they're doing in the world today, and whether they blame the system or the people for what's going on, whether they're winning or losing. And that's political marketing. So I'm Maverick, the marketing consultant, your marketing consultant. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, I'll see you here back next week. Take care. Bye-bye.